here we are going into the Goodwill. It's me, Hein, and Tegan today. Sorry about the shaky camera. It's hooked onto a pretty loose sweater. I promise it gets less shaky in just a minute. Grabbing the cart. I am carrying Tegan right now too, so again, it's a little bit shaky. You can see, as always, I start in the shoe section, put Tegan down to go see Papa. And I look at those Vans, but they're not really worth that much. You can see Tegan grabbing some too. She's very into this and likes to help. Those Keens I picked up, and we could have sold them for about $25, but they're actually my size, so I kept them. This pair of boots I actually ended up putting back. They looked fancy, but I couldn't find any comps online. These pair, I'm a little bit bummed that I put them back. I know they're Alaskan Boot. That's the brand. But when I was looking them up, I could not for the life of me find their brand on eBay at all. I'm sure I was just looking it up wrong, but I did put them back. But I know that those boots sell new for over $100. There, you could barely see, but I just grabbed some Sorels, which we have online right now for about $59.99. These are some Gucci boots. I thought maybe they would resell well, but a lot of, Guess boots. And a lot of Guess items you can find at Ross and all of that. Here's some Air Jordans, but they were really dirty and I didn't think it was worth trying to clean them. Next up, I go back to the toy section, I believe, past the baby. I had to make a pit stop at the sporting goods to see if there's anything of value there. Not that I normally know anything at the sporting goods because that's not what I do. This is a Wiggle toy, and he actually does sell for about $15, but I put him back because I had a lot of other really great items in my cart today, and if I spend too much at one time, it does stress Hein out, so I like to minimize the stress that I cause him. And while $15 is great, we were making more money on other items, so I just put that back. This, of course, is Tegan's favorite aisle. I always spend time looking at all the tags and seeing what valuable stuffies there are. Sometimes there's a lot, sometimes there's not. There's several Build-A-Bears there today, but again, Build-A-Bears are definitely hit and miss, and the ones I saw didn't seem like they were anything wow or special, so I didn't grab them. Now I move my cart down into the aisle after that guy leaves and continue to look. I did grab this Nerf gun thing, but I did end up putting that back later when I realized that it was opened already and I wasn't sure if all the pieces were there. Some Disney plushes do well, some don't, so as you saw, I just put back that Anna Elsa switcheroo doll. I'm not sure what its exact name is. Of course, have to look through all the puzzles, see if there's any that are sealed. Unfortunately, today I don't think there was. It's just a bunch of opened puzzles, and I'm always hesitant to pick up open puzzles because you don't know if any pieces are missing. Here, I was just checking to make sure that wasn't a Bitty Baby or a really good brand of baby because it looked well made, but I didn't recognize the brand and don't have time to research everything when Tegan's with me, so we just moved on from there. Next, we're down the holiday aisle, and that's when I spot these guys. So Christopher Radko is a pretty big brand when it comes to winter items and holiday items around Christmas. So those are 2 stocking hangers in the red boxes, and then the black box is a figurine. So I grabbed all 3 of them to comp. I did end up putting the red boxes back later because I couldn't find any comps for those. And they're supposed to sing, and I didn't have time to test them, so I put those back. But I did grab the figurine, and he is currently up in our shop. Here you can sort of see that I was using the Google Lens app to try and look up that tree because some ceramic trees that are Christmas style sell for a lot, but that one didn't have any comps that showed up, so I decided to leave that as well. As you can see, Tegan is following me around with some pumpkins, and then there she goes. So I have to run after her. She was not happy. She threw all of her pumpkins. I was trying to find the pink one and could not find it. There was a pink skirt hanging, and I kept thinking it was that, but then I realized it was in the next one over. So I went and picked those up, realized she didn't come with me, got distracted by this bowl, put that back, saw Hein and had him take Tegan so I could continue my shopping. So then I went down the pan aisle, and it's always good to check the pans because there are a couple brands out there that sell for a lot of money. I didn't really see anything new down the aisle today, so I just kind of briefly went through there and moved on. I then went to the glassware, the plates and the cups and all of that, and looked over a couple brands, but I'm not great with that stuff, so I moved on. Then I went to the little trinket aisle. This aisle has kind of just the most random things imaginable, but I always find something interesting there. So like this, I found a crystal pitcher bowl, and sometimes crystal can be worth a lot depending on the brand, so I picked it up and took it with me. But then after getting a little bit of time to research before leaving, I realized that brand doesn't sell that well. Goodwill was selling it for $4.99, I think, and the comp for about $10.99. So I did put that one back. You also very briefly saw a teacup tea spout set in my hand, and those do comp pretty well, but we did decide to keep those. We just weren't sure what we wanted to do with that. Always looking over the bags. I saw The Simpsons, and there was actually pretty much every season of The Simpsons there, but this one was fun because it had Homer Simpson's face on it, so I thought maybe it would be worth a little bit more, but I tried to open it to see if it was new or used, and I was failing and couldn't get it open, so I gave up on that endeavor and left those there. They also marked them up at Goodwill. Most DVDs are $1. They had all of The Simpsons for like $5 each, so that definitely affects the price point. I looked up this book just to see if it was one that's worth a lot of money. You always want to look at the unassuming books that are missing or don't have the sleeve over them because sometimes they're worth a lot of money. That one was not. There's about 50 posted and 0 had sold, so I left that behind. Sometimes I just scan random books that look silly because I just never know if it's something that's worth a lot of money just hiding on the shelf. I always try to look at the school books, but especially college books, but a lot of the ones at our Goodwill are several years old, so you can get them pretty cheap online, so I tend to leave those. And then swing back around to the shoes to see if anything new has been put out, see if I missed anything when Tegan was with me, and I don't really see much. So I move on to checking out the belts. I have found a couple really nice belts here recently. I just sold a Coach belt that I got for $2.99 for almost $40. So definitely check out the belts. I think a lot of people tend to just pass them by and not pay attention to them, but they're definitely valuable. Then I always check down the men's long sleeve rack because this is where you can find a lot of really good hunting and camping gear, and that stuff tends to sell pretty well. But unfortunately, I haven't found anything lately in that section, so I quickly moved on. Always have to check the hats, but of course today there weren't much. And then this is Tegan and I walking outside while we wait for Papa to finish up and pay. So today was a quick thrift because we had Tegan with us, and whenever you have a toddler, they're not going to want to stay in Goodwill for 3 hours. But we did still get some pretty cool items, so I'm going to show you right now what we got. First, we got this Lilo and Stitch hat. It is Disney branded, so it is authentic. and it was $1.99, and we'll probably be able to sell it for about $20–25. This Don Ed Hardy hat was also $1.99, and we actually already got an offer email. A guy wants it in Denmark, so I haven't tried GSP, the global eBay shipping yet, but I might turn that on for this item and see how it goes. It's a pretty low risk item since it only costs $2. So we'll see how it goes, and we'll let you guys know if we start offering that more in the future. I also got this Avon Nativity collectible little porcelain figurine. He was 99 cents, and he'll probably sell for about $25. And then these guys I was very excited about. More Sorel boots. Whoop, whoop. They were kind of hiding on the shelf underneath some other boots that were hanging over from the shelf above. So you couldn't really see them. I just saw a little bit of fur, and so I always want to check the boots that have fur because you never know, they might be a good brand. And they were Sorels, and I just hit myself. So yeah, they're in pretty much new condition, so I think they'll sell pretty fast for about $70, but we will see. It is getting out of winter season, so they might hang around for a little while. We did buy one more item, but Hein already put it in the basement because it is breakable, and we have a dog and a toddler running around this house. It's a Christopher Randco glass sculpture. We've got it for $4.99. I'll throw up a picture of him right here. And he should sell for, $50–$60. So it was a pretty good haul today for as short as we were there, but stay tuned for more thrifts.